we are going to the new chapter, that is AC. And in the last chapter you have studied about alternating current and how the current varies or the voltage varies in AC. And there we told AC is a current whose magnitude and direction changes. So the magnitude and direction of current changes periodically. That type of current is called alternating current. So the current in AC and the voltage in AC is represented as I equal to I0 sin omega t and V equal to V0 sin omega t, where V is the voltage at any particular time t and I is the current at a particular time t. I0 and V0 are the maximum current and maximum voltage, which we call as a peak current and a peak voltage. So in this picture, if you remember, we have plotted the graph of AC. Here is the angle for different angles, 0, 90 degree, 180, etc. up to 360. There is a maximum value of current that is marked as I0. At any time the current will be something else, maybe lesser than I0. So the maximum current is I0, that is called the peak current. Similarly, the maximum voltage is V0, that is peak voltage. And we have already derived this expression. We represented it as E0. Hope you remember, E equal to E0 sin omega t. That was the induced EMF which we got, where we told E0 was NBA omega and current is voltage by resistance, that is NAB omega by R. So there we used the letter E to represent the EMF, induced EMF at a particular time, and E0 as the EMF which is a maximum value. So the EMF here we are taking as the voltage, so V equal to V0 sin omega t. So you know that the value of omega is the angular frequency, which is 2 pi nu, where nu is the frequency of AC. In India we are using AC with the frequency 50 Hertz. Now the value of current and voltage in AC is dependent on the time. So at different time it is a different value, and there is a peak value also, there is a maximum value also. But we need an average value or a mean value of AC. So for that what we can do is, we can go for the current, that is I equal to I0 sin omega t. It will take this equation I equal to I0 sin omega t, and we take I as the charge by time. So we change this I as charge by time, that is dq by dt. Now we find the average value of current. It is the value of steady current or voltage. It can be the voltage or average current, both it can be. So it is that steady value of current which sends the same charge through a resistor in same time as it is sent by an AC through same resistor in its half cycle. In its half cycle means from 0 to t by 2. So here in this AC, we know one cycle is from starting from this 0 to up to here, up to the next 0. This is one cycle, and the time for that is called a time period, capital T. So half time, within half time, that means up to here, t by 2, from 0 to t by 2, that is a half time, half cycle. So here we write it as a dq by dt is equal to I0 omega t. So we take the charge q, we want the charge q within 0 to t by 2 time. So in order to get that charge q within time 0 to t by 2, we take a dq. We got dq by dt as I0 sin omega t. So dq is equal to I0 sin omega t into dt. So q is, by integrating this dq we get q. So from 0 to t by 2 you integrate dq, substitute this value, then I0 is the maximum value, we take it outside, then we integrate with respect to time from 0 to t by 2 sin omega t dt. So integral of sin omega t dt, if you do, integral sin theta is minus cos theta. So if it was integral sin t alone, we will take it as minus cos t. But there is an omega, so we have to divide it with the omega. So sine omega t, if you integrate, you get minus cos omega t by omega. And after integrating, you should give the limits from 0 to t by 2. So that omega we take outside, and after that we give the limits. First we substitute this t by 2 as t here, so we get minus cos omega into t by 2 minus, next we put this 0 as t, so minus cos omega into 0. So here we get I0 by omega minus cos omega we again rewrite it as, we told just now, we told omega is 2 pi nu is 1 by t time period, nu is frequency which is 1 by time period, so cos 2 pi by t into t by 2, so we get it as pi, here it is 0. So cos 180 is minus 1, so minus of minus 1 plus 1, we get it as 2. So 2 I0 by omega we get. And one more thing, that omega also, this omega also we write as 2 pi by t. So here I0 into 2, this 2 is here I0, omega is 2 pi by t. So we get it as q is equal to this 2 I0 by pi into t by 2. Just rearranging this pi is here, this 2 I0 by this 1 pi we keep. After that this t will go to the numerator by this 2 t by 2. So q by t by 2, if you take this t by 2, q by t by 2 is 2 I0 by pi. So this is what we told, the charge within a time half cycle, that is t by 2. So q by t by 2 is 2 I0 by pi. So that 2 I0 by pi is the average current here. If you find the value of this 2 by pi, it will come to 0.637. 2 by pi is 0.637 I0. Similarly, voltage also we can write, that is 0.637 V0. So this is what average current and average voltage. So both are calculated as 0.637 I0. So its meaning is, whatever is the maximum current, the peak current, it's 0.637, little lesser. That is what we take as the average current. So this is the average value of current and voltage in AC for a half cycle. So we got it as 0.637 V0. Over one complete cycle, the AC value is 0, because we know it has a maximum I0, minimum again minus I0. And if you take the average of this AC over full cycle, that is 0. Over half cycle is what we got, 0.637 I0 or 0.637 V0. Now how we measure this AC current or AC voltage? Using our ordinary moving coil galvanometer, our DC galvanometer, we cannot measure AC, because there is a direction in the galvanometer. As AC varies the direction continuously, we cannot get the proper value of AC. So if you connect an ordinary DC galvanometer, you cannot get the value of AC. So for that we have a particular device called hot wire ammeter. We'll measure hot wire using hot wire ammeter. It is based on the heating effect of current. So when current passes through that ammeter, there will be heat produced. So that even if it is AC current, it will produce heat. So that is a way how we measure AC current. So usual ammeter or DC ammeter and galvanometer cannot be used for AC. Now another quantity we need is a root mean square value of AC or RMS value of AC. So we told just before the average value of AC, which is the value within half time, that is half time period. So here, to find the root mean square value of AC, what we do is we find the heat produced by AC. We just now we mentioned about heat produced by AC. The heat produced by AC in a resistor in one complete time period, that is from 0 to capital T time, one complete time period. That what is the heat produced within that particular time we'll check first. So we can go with the equation for heat, that is H is equal to V square by R into T. This is what the equation for heat. So we have a varying voltage, not V. We have a varying voltage, that is V0 sin omega t. And let's consider a resistor of resistance R. So within time dt, small time dt, there will be heat energy produced, that is dH is equal to V square by R dt. Now we find the heat produced within 0 to t. After that, as in the previous case, we will divide with the time. Heat will be divide with the time. So we get the heat produced in unit cycle, that is one cycle, h by t. So here if you integrate from 0 to t, V square by R dt. So let's substitute that in the integration. We write it as V square V0 sin omega t. So V square become V0 square sin square omega t by R dt. So here R is constant, V0 is also constant, we take it outside. V0 square by R integral 0 to t sin square omega t dt. Now this sin square omega t, for integration purpose, we convert it into 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. This relation sin square theta is 1 minus cos 2 theta by 2. So here sin square omega t is 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 into dt. So this 2 also we can take outside, 2 is here. Integrate with respect to time these two terms. Dt into 1 is dt cos 2 omega t dt. So if you integrate dt, we get a t. If you integrate cos 2 omega t, we get sin 2 omega t divided by this 2 omega. So integral cos theta is sin theta. So cos theta, we integrate, we get sin theta. The coefficient of t, that is 2 omega, should be in the denominator from 0 to capital T. So here is V0 square by 2R. Substitute the limit here. First capital T minus 0. Next this T you write it as capital T. And omega we write it as 2 pi by T also. Next term substitute as sin 0. So here we get it as T minus 0 is T. This term you check. Here we get it as sin 2 pi. That is, we get it as 0. This term becomes 0. This complete term becomes 0. So only V0 square by 2R into T will come. H is V0 square by 2R into T. Now this H, we were finding that the heat within the time 0 to T. So general equation is V square by R into T. So within capital T time, let's substitute heat as V square by R into T. Here V0 square by 2R into capital T. T cancel, R cancel. We get V square is equal to V0 square by 2. V square equal to V0 square by 2 we'll get. This I can write a V0 by root 2 into V0 by root 2. V0 square I write a V0 into V0. 2 I write as root 2 root 2. So here we get a particular voltage, that is Vrms. That Vrms is 0.707 V0, that is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 value is 0.07. 0.707. So that's 0.707 V0. We get it as Vrms. So AC has an average value, that is 0.637 I0 or V0. AC has an RMS value, that is 0.707 V0 or 0.707 I0.